Alright, so Salman, in the last video we were able to see how you can set up your domain so that on the local host, instead of typing localhost, if you write salman.com, you're still able to get to your website. So now we need to look at some of the important things once your Apache is installed the first time. And this dashboard site's open, and which is inside your HTTP docs folder in the XAMPs, and this is the dashboard one. This is the entire site that is there. We see there's a PHP file in it. Let me show you what I do. So if you click on PHP Info, that shows you the entire information, configuration information related to your PHP. Now this file on your production server, you should never expose it because it contains very useful information that if someone wants to penetrate into your site can use it to their advantage. So here, let's go through it quickly. So it tells which operating system it is running on right now. And what else? Okay, this is where the php dot ini file, this is the file where you can define all the configuration of PHP. And then, okay, these are the services that are there. Okay, configuration Apache 2 handler is installed on it, and this is the folder where it is installed, C XAMP Apache. And if I go to the if I go to this XAMP folder, C XAMP htdocs, so what it's saying is that in the Apache folder, should be here. Okay, this is where it is installed. Alright. Alright, so XAMP, this contains the website, and it's telling you this contains the Apache files. Now let's go through it and see what else. Alright. Then local, that's not what okay, not useful for us. PHP RC temp. So it basically tells you all the different folders here. Look at the HTTP host, it has picked up the salman.com, that's a good thing. And this is the HTTP referrer, this is I guess the first website of this set. Now what we're looking forward to is this is the document.root folder. Alright. Request scheme HTTP. And alright, so what are we looking at? HTTP header information, enabled calendar core. So it's PHP version 7.4, which is the latest. Very nice. And so these are all the, I guess, PHP related configurations, and you can see here, for example, extensions directories. All the extensions related to PHP must be stored here. This is the file where the PHP errors, this is the location where PHP errors will be logged. Right, okay? So if you want to see what kind of errors are coming on your site, you can look at it here. But you can always go into the php dot ini file that above mentioned, which is the configuration. You can change the location where this error log file is maintained, but we're not going to change it for now. It's going to remain there. But this is important extension directory. If you download any PHP extension, you will need to place it in this folder in order for it to be accessible by PHP. Once you download it to that folder, after that you need to go to an extension, you need to go to php.ini and add its name, so that when all the extensions are loaded, that is also loaded. So placing something in the folder means that, okay, it is available there. Putting it in .ini means, okay, when PHP starts, it should be initialized as well and available for use. Upload temp directory. This is the directory in which all the files that you're uploading will be placed. User ini file name. So you can also create a user specific ini file. So there's a php.ini file, then you can also create a user ini file as well, so that you don't change the main PHP ini, but for every user you have a different ini file. But we're not going to use it for now because we are the only user on this one. Okay, then for curl CURL, which is a way you can call remote sites and download stuff from there or run scripts from there. This is its configuration. This is datetime objects configuration. This is DOMs configuration. XIF file info enabled, filter enabled, FTP enabled, GD enabled. This is important, and I think it will come in handy when you'll be installing Node.js and things like that. Alright, so what else we have? Hash icon JSON enabled, MB string enabled, MySQLi also enabled. You can see from here that it's enabled, and version is this. Okay, MySQL ND, OpenSSL, PCRE, PDO also enabled, so that's a good thing. SQLite also enabled, FAR also enabled. That is also something useful. It is useful in naming the basically. How do we? Yeah, use it when you are doing things like, if I'm not mistaken, installation of certain frameworks, right? Sessions is enabled. Simple XML enabled, standard tokenizer. So all these things that you see here could be configured from the Php Dot Ini file. You can turn anything off, you can turn anything on. Alright, so alright, so PHP variables, this is the important one. Alright, so since we are here now, let's PHP credit start. So where will be our php.ini located? If you want to find out, we go all the way to top and look at it. Okay, there it is. It's located here. C XAMP php php.ini. So this is the XAMP folder. C XAMP php, and then it says php.ini. Alright, let's open. Make sure you don't edit it, alright? This is your configuration file. So anything that you see with these means it's commented out until you go to a line in which there is nothing commented out. Okay, so this one is not. Engine is on. Short this. Precision 14. Output buffering. These are URL rewrites and all those things here that you can do. So they have provided documentation within that file so that you know how to use it. If you go through it, you will go through this file in fact a couple of times while you're developing, and you will start to learn about what this is for each of the section. So maximum execution time for each script in seconds. So if a script is taking more than 120 seconds, it's gonna stop it or kill it. This is something handy because we had one project in which we were doing some major uploads, and the script was running for a longer time, and we had to come in and increase its time here. Once again, go through the file, read all of this, and memory size limit 510 meg. That's great. You can increase it as well. So as you learn to as you develop, you will understand. So sometimes you need to increase these values to. Okay, error level constants. It's telling you that okay, these are all the constants that you can use. By default, all errors will be reported except for deprecated and strict. Display errors is on, so it will display errors. You can turn it off when you're in production. Log errors on, errors will be logged. So once again, this file, you will come to this file and you will hear a lot. You will see it a lot for different kind of information. Upload maximum file size 40 meg. If you can allow users to upload around like 100 or 200, whatever the maximum limit is, you can change it. But 40 meg is, I think, fair enough. We don't want people to be. And this is our development environment, so not a big issue. We're not that much worried about it. Here you see all the extensions that are, some of them are disabled. This one is disabled. This one is not enabled yet. This is enabled. So you can see that PDO is enabled. MySQLi is enabled. Rest of them are not enabled. And if you want to see if they are there or not, like installed or not in your directory, remember it was that ext folder within it. So I think that will be, yeah, this folder. So you see all of them are here. So all the DLLs are there. They have not just enabled them here in the configuration. So you can enable them, but whenever you enable something, you need to make sure and see here that the DLL for that exists here or not. You can define a time zone for your PHP as well. You can saying you can go to this and look at it, what you want to set as default time zone. Date, default latitude, longitude. I guess if you want to set it to a particular location, you can go by that. Sunrise. You can look at the documentation for that. Right now, I'm not that much worried about it. PDO, FAR related, mail related, ODBC. So once you turn on an extension, then you can further define. So what they have done is then further configuring it. They are doing it like this. So just to keep it clean. But if you want to, you can just write after enabling extension. You can write all these commands underneath it. But I think this is a much better way. You define all. You add all the if you want to see if all the extensions are added. Because if you don't do it, then one extension enabled, after that like 25 configurations related to it, then second it becomes difficult to see how many extensions are enabled, how many disabled. So you enable them on top, and then at the bottom you define their configurations. So that's how it's going. You see, this is related to my SQLi. Okay. Alright, so that's it. This is enough for this tutorial, and we are already at 11 minutes, so this was just to give you an idea. So what you accomplish right now was that you are going, and your friend here, this is your friend, Php Info, that PHP file that lets you figure out what to do, and all in the, you can also create your own file like PHP Info file. It's pretty simple. If I go to htdocs and show you what's the code inside that, you'll be amazed. It's pretty simple. It's just one function, PHP Info, and it spits out all of the things. Alright, so alright, I'll see you in the next video.